What I'm going to show you up here is tilt that we recorded at the summit. Whenever it goes down, it means the summit's deflating, and it means magma's draining out of the summit. And on this map here, I'll try to show you what was happening at the time. So right there, just after midnight on the 17th of June, Father's Day, we started seeing deflation. It was a small amount, lasted a few hours. You can see it's already sort of bottoming out. And based on the seismicity, we realized magma was being injected into the East Rift Zone right about there. It looked like it was dying out, right? You can see the tilt is already starting to level out. But then at 8 o'clock that morning, this started at about 2 a.m. At 8 a.m., the flank of the volcano started to move. It was as if this intrusion of magma came in and just pushed the flank a little. And what started was something we call a slow earthquake. It's actually the flank moving along a fault. It takes about 24 to 36 hours for this motion to occur. It's equivalent to about a magnitude 5.5 or 6 earthquake, but it gets smeared out over the course of a day or two, so there's no shaking. But fundamentally, this guy came in and it pushed the flank, and the flank responded by starting to slide. Okay, now the flank is sliding this way. What is it doing to the rift zone right there? It's pulling it open. We thought it was going to be over right there. Nope, it accelerated, and a much larger intrusion of magma occurred right in there. And in fact, sometime around midnight between the 18th and 19th, there was a small eruption at the end of that intrusion. This was a real neat chicken and egg thing where you intruded magma. It pushed the flank. The flank started moving. It pulled open the rift zone, and it had even a much larger intrusion form that eventually erupted. I mean, talk about your complex interconnected systems here. This was really quite eye-opening. Now, of course, Swanson and his colleagues saw this many years ago, resulting in a very large earthquake. With the finer detail of deformation monitoring that we have now using GPS and tilt and the great seismic network that exists now, you can actually see to a much finer detail how the rift zone and the flank of Kilauea interact. And of course, it's not just within a volcano that these interactions happen. There's amazing interactions that happen between volcanoes. And that's been a subject of ongoing research by Don and Frank Truesdell and others, that you can see there are eruptive events at Mauna Loa. Kilauea is sometimes quiet. When Kilauea is very active, sometimes Mauna Loa is quiet. So there's not only an interaction within a volcano, there's interactions between volcanoes. So this whole thing is one giant interconnected system.